Think of a situation where you felt completely lost and out of control when everybody was relying on you to kind of know what you're doing. Many young musicians today lack the necessary skills of communication to play in a small ensemble such as a jazz combo. And I've learned this firsthand over the summer. As an all-state musician and a SEBA jazz musician, I'm very confident in my abilities to play jazz. That's also what I'm studying here, so I kind of know what I'm doing. So always being ready for the smallest problem is an important skill to have, especially being able to solve that problem. In the next few minutes, I will talk to you guys about the importance of communication and the importance of always being ready for whatever a small music ensemble can throw at you. But first, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory on what happened that day. I had auditioned for a jazz scholarship at a local jazz club. So the scholarship winners had to play in a jam session in a combo with the other scholarship winners. And everything was going fine for the most part until they started doing things that was not expected and was not actually in the music. And I can promise you that is not an enjoyable experience. So now I will discuss the importance of communication in a small group. Verbal communication is specifically important to establish the song that you're actually going to play, the tempo and the style of the music, whether it be swing, samba, funk, whatever. But it's also important to figure out the key signature, see if they're going to add on a tag ending or do a turnaround chord progression. This happens to be one of the songs. Here, I can zoom out. So what they did was they added an extra 4 bars onto the end, which really throws off things when one person doesn't know about that, especially the bass player who lays down the chord progression. So I'd be playing the first 4 bars when they're still playing the last. Visual communication is also important. Eye contact to figure out who's going to solo. And as jazz musicians know, there's a certain look you give each other to decide who's going to solo next. And then also to figure out when you're going to go back to the head of the melody, which is just the start of the song or the top of the chart. Then for the rhythm section, which is drums, bass, guitar, piano, it's important for eye contact to be able to establish the groove and hold a steady groove, because in jazz that's one of the most important things. Not only is communication key in a jazz combo, but being ready for anything that they can throw at you is important to the success of the group. This is an important skill, especially in jazz combo. I learned that day because they did not specify, they did not play things as they specified. Some songs they played in a different key signature, which basically the sounds don't mesh right. For people who don't know about music, you just don't do that. Or they even played a different song from what they told me. And they also added tag endings without telling me, which I already told you guys is the additional 4 bars onto the end. Or they even played it in a different key signature. They also didn't even tell me songs, they just started them. And then, which is not easy to figure out the song when I'm not 100% familiar with the music. That day I learned the importance of communication and being ready for anything that a combo can throw at me. This lesson does not only apply to jazz or even just music. You can apply it to your everyday life here at college or in a professional setting. Like if you're doing a group project, you got to be ready for somebody not showing up, and you got to cover for them. And I now prepare myself even more than I have in the past for situations similar to that, so I can perform better as a musician, and also so I can avoid running into those problems.